How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of BoxTalk. Everyone, the dust is settled. The moment has passed.
That's a good one. I like that.
Khan wins against Collazo. Mayweather struggles but wins. Some say a close UD, some say he lost to Madonna. It was an interesting card with a lot of stories back and forth. Let's take a look at it. Ade, Khan versus Collazo. What happened there, mate?
First of all, look. Everyone's been shouting out, where's your post-fight videos, guys? Where's your post-fight videos? And like we did with the Groves and Frotch, we like to leave it a couple of days. If I do it straight after the fight, emotions are there, and I say, Mayweather's finished and Khan's the second coming. Yeah. So I like to have a look at the fights again, watch them again, look at the post-fight interviews, and then give my observation.
And get the brandy out the system.
Get the brandy out the system.
Yeah.
You know we like a bit of brandy watching the fights. So I have to watch it again because I might score fights differently. Look, Khan Collazo. Performance of the night, first and foremost. Let's have it right.
Yeah.
Performance of the night.
No.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
Madonna done well.
Yeah.
Madonna done very well. And even early on the game, Ashley Theophane done alright.
Khan did what people thought he couldn't do.
Khan did what people thought he couldn't do, but Khan also did what he showed he could do against the likes of Malinaji and Judah.
Yeah.
It seems when Khan is, I wouldn't say the underdog because he wasn't the underdog by betting odds, but when people think it's a tough fight for him, he shows.
Yeah.
Against like the likes of Peterson and Garcia, which people thought he might run through, he struggles. And I think that, I don't know if that's within himself.
Yeah, psychological.
Yes, can't. First of all, let's first and foremost, he looked fantastic in his shape at 147.
Yeah.
Honestly, his back looks huge.
His back, his chest, his abs.
Everything about him looked like there was no fat on him. It looks amazing at 147.
It makes the weight draining story looks more
real, more realistic.
Like he actually looks like a normal person. He doesn't look drained out.
Yeah,
I thought Amir had that drawn
he did,
face.
didn't he? And you kind of feel, and everyone, he's been saying, I'm struggling at 147. I always just like, whatever. He might have been struggling at 147.
Yeah.
Khan's got the kind of physique where I think a lot of people said he might tap out at 147.
Yeah.
He's not short at 147. He could. And we're talking a couple of years now. Khan's what, 27?
Yeah.
28, 27? He could go to 154. He's got that kind of good frame, and I feel like he could slowly build up the muscle and go there. But let's look at performance. I've not seen someone frustrate Collazo like that
Since Shane Mosley.
And Shane Mosley, Hall of Fame, and that was one of Shane Mosley's best performances. He made Collazo put his hands down and start saying, come on. That's frustration. That's not because I'm better than you and I'm going to struggle. That's because I don't know how to get in front of you. You're frustrating me.
I'll tell you what about Amir Khan. I said it in the video before, yeah. If Amir Khan strings together a solid performance and doesn't let his head drive him crazy and get that frustration, that anger, that rush to win, he will do well. Yeah. And although I pat myself in the back, but he definitely done that in this fight. In a sense, whereas even his knockdowns, they weren't rushed. They're mostly single shots, body shots, head shots, different type of shots, and they were done in certain situations which were boxing situations where normally Amir Khan be stuck in the ropes. Amir Khan's gonna throw a million punches. Yeah. He didn't do that. He picked his shots better, and the shots he picked were the right type of shots to pick. I did like that. And the back what I was touching about Louis Collazo putting his hands down, that was pure frustration. Yeah. If that was the old Amir Khan with someone's hands down, he would have went 100 miles per hour and got himself knocked out. Yeah. He stuck to the game plan, used his boxing and used his brain, and kept his composure going forward. Based on that performance alone, I don't want to start saying, he's a top welterweight or he's a top guy in the division, but people in the division got to keep their eyes open. Yeah,
one thing for Amir Khan that we've always been critical of, maybe not on a few videos, we haven't done many Amir Khan videos, but behind closed doors, we've always said that, look, Amir Khan's hand speed don't match his foot speed. Yeah. And almost like he's throwing a lot of punches, but he's almost standing in the pocket. This time Amir Khan was circling, he kind of few less combinations. Like 2 or 3 combinations and then circling to the right or circling to the left.
But they were good combinations.
Great combination. You didn't know what was coming. You didn't know if it was going to the body, to the head. You didn't know it was a hook, an uppercut, through everything.
Yeah, the word I heard what people were saying is that he weren't greedy.
Exactly that.
He wasn't greedy.
He could. I believe, honestly, if he really wanted to, if he rushed, he could have got Collazo out there, but he wasn't greedy. There was a few times when he almost let Collazo come on and he done that thing where he kind of stays on the ropes and he kind of does that to kind of hang on. He didn't do it this time. I think he looks amazing.
The same thing with that, you say that Khan could have got him out there if he went and put the pressure on. It's the same thing we said in the Garcia fight. Yeah. After 2-3 rounds, he's going to get him out of there because he's going on him so hard, and then mid-third round, it turns sour. Yeah. And that's exactly what Khan needs to avoid doing. I mean, like I want to talk about Amir Khan, like I said, we talk about him and say certain things like he's got this amateur background, he's got this technique, he's got his skill, but we always say the brain is not there, the mind is not there. And one fight doesn't change that.
No,
don't get me wrong.
It doesn't.
But it shows that the time off, the dedicated training camp with Virgil Hunter showed there's room for improvement and improvements can be made if he follows the game plan.
Yeah.
Apparently Hunter said that they've had 3 camps within the past year of 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So that means he's basically training for 9 months of the year.
Which is what he needed. Khan admitted himself that, he finishes a fight, takes time off, does his little social life, he's seen him out there enjoying his life at the moment, and then tries to come back. Virgil Hunter's like, no, you're in the gym. You know what I mean? You're following me, you're in the gym, and you're following a routine. And I think, look, it's 3 fights with Virgil Hunter now. Yeah. Carlos Molina, Diaz, and now obviously Collazo. And each time it's a step up an opponent. This was a big step up. Collazo, look, let's not get too excited. Collazo was on the fringes of a top 10 welterweight. He wasn't a top 10 weight, he was on the fringes.
But we knew he was legit.
He was legit.
But we knew he was legit.
And another couple of things. Collazo tagged Khan a couple of times. There's a couple of times where I don't know what it is, the 9th or 10th, where he took him.
I tell you what,
he took him.
He did take them. The thing about with Khan and Virgil Hunter we were talking about before, that people were saying that Khan's actually regressed after the Molina fight and after the Diaz. People were saying that he don't look that good, like he's actually getting worse. And I think that has kind of emptied those stories.
Yeah.
Back to Collazo, you're saying though, is that yes, we know Collazo was proven, we know he had these things, and Collazo did tag him a few times. And I think it shows good at Amir Khan that he made a seasoned pro, like Collazo, a former world champion, lose it and don't know what to do in the ring. I mean, I don't want to say a boxing clinic because it wasn't really a clinic, but in a sense, it was a boxing clinic in a sense, whereas Collazo didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that giving Amir Khan his props due to him, that's what he should be doing.
Yeah, we did say it as well. I mean, if you watch the video, guys, the pre-fight video we did mention that how good was Collazo because we wasn't sure how good Victor Ortiz was because of the performance, Victor Ortiz being off. So look, we're not going to take anything away from Amir Khan's performance, but we did question how good is Collazo. And I think this kind of proved that he's good, he's still there, but he's just off the fringes of that top 10, and I think he might have just gone a couple of points down as well.
I don't think no one could do what Khan done in the division really to Collazo. Given that I think
no one can.
Given that I think Khan is a superior athlete, and I think that was the main key factor in this fight. Collazo just couldn't catch him on the front foot, on the back foot, with his counter punching. He just couldn't really keep up to him, and that was Khan using the athleticism the right way. Yeah,
I didn't look at the punch stats and the fight stats, but honestly, I don't think we've probably seen someone throw that many punches at a welterweight probably since Pacquiao. Khan threw a lot of punches per round. That's not easy when you're going up against a guy that probably came into the ring at 160, 160 plus. Yeah. To keep him off and keep throwing those punches, honestly, very impressed with Khan. Let's talk about Mayweather.
Ooh, Mayweather. I tell you what, I thought this fight would be a one-sided, dominant decision for Mayweather. Done an article for Ring News 24, mentioned about Mayweather's choice of opponents and why I didn't think this was the best opponent for him. I was proven wrong, and I was proven wrong for one particular reason. Marcus Maidana had no respect for Mayweather. No waiting for timing, no way I'm going to try to work him out of timing now. The first 1 second in the ring, he charged across the ring, put Mayweather on the ring and said, guess what? This is how we're going to fight. Yeah. And that was the pace of the fight and the style of the fight. It was only Mayweather who adjusted late in the fight that took that away from Maidana, which give Mayweather his credit and those sneaky body shots that slowed the gas down in Maidana. But Maidana proved everyone wrong, and no matter what you say, people say it was a UD, some people say Maidana won, some people it was a draw. It was a fight where Maidana is a winner, even being the loser.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to write Mayweather's obituary here. Look, Mayweather won the fight first and foremost, but I think that's what people have got to remember. It wasn't a case of like a Carl Froch, George Groves like winning the fight. It wasn't a case of Amir Khan Maidana. He won the fight. Well, you're right, we did kind of call it wrong. We thought Maidana might get outboxed and, similar to what Devin Alexander done to Maidana. I thought I was going to see that. That's the performance I thought I was going to see from Mayweather. It kind of showed that the improvements Maidana's made under Robert Garcia as well. Let's not take that people away from it. Maidana's made huge improvements. But what it also does say is that styles make fights. Yeah. That's what it is really sometimes. Yeah. Styles make fights. Many, many years ago, there was a guy called Margarito that we wanted to see fight Mayweather. You could almost see people why it didn't happen there. That kind of style, that pressure, non-stop, no respect for your power pressure, isn't what Mayweather likes, and we could see why.
It's definitely what he likes. This was the first fight since mostly the Castillo fight. Yeah. I've seen Mayweather complain.
About
and certain times, sometimes you watch a fight, complaining don't mean being verbal. It's to look at the ref, and when he's holding the head down, look at on the shoulder, ref, look what he's doing. Ref, look what he's doing. Mayweather done that constantly through the fight.
Complaining about the gloves before the fight.
And that tells me that as much as you were in the fight and you were winning certain rounds, you did not like what you were putting yourself through in the fight. And even Floyd Senior said in the fight, I don't want to see Mayweather fight like that. It wasn't that Mayweather fought like that. He had no choice but to fight like that. If we always talk about things, when we talk about mythical matches and certain things about styles of fights, we always say if you have nothing to keep the person off you, you can't stop them from coming on you. And that was the typical example in this fight, where Mayweather didn't have enough firepower or he didn't throw enough punches in the initial 6 rounds to keep Maidana off him.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I genuinely don't believe, even if you had 2 rockets in your hand, you can keep Maidana off you. I've seen Maidana get hurt with a body shot by Khan, got up, and we all saw what happened in rounds 10, 11. Khan just escaped round 12. Ritual's T's put him down hard. He got up. We all saw what could happen right now. There probably isn't a style to stop Maidana unless you've got serious power. I'm talking Lucas Matisse, Kovalev, GGG type power to keep him off. Put to sleep power.
Yeah, sleeping power.
Maidana just keeps on coming.
And the thing about this fight as well, I don't want to criticise Mayweather. He done what a champion does.
Yeah,
Let's get it right.
He
got through a hard fight and he won. And people say Maidana won, it was a draw. I don't think so.
Mayweather won by 2 or 3 for me when you watch it again.
I reckon people said they had it 7 rounds to 5. I think that's giving Maidana benefit of the doubt in every round.
This is it. Yeah.
I think it was more 4 to 8 and maybe 4-7, 1 draw.
Yes,
something along those lines.
Although Maidana was pressuring, there wasn't no clean punches.
Yeah.
Nothing was really catching. They'd probably throw 9 and 1 might graze. That's what was really happening. Remember the cut was from a headbutt as well. We clearly saw that. Yeah. So again, that was what happening.
And here's the thing about with Maidana. What I'm saying, which here's the thing with Floyd. I was saying that I feel it's not a criticism, but I expected more from Floyd. In a sense, let's be honest. When we're talking about boxing, Maidana is crude. He's better than he was previously, but he's not a guy that will say, this is a beautiful boxer to watch. You always heard a style. If you get a fighter and a boxer, the boxer wins. Know what I mean? The fighter doesn't beat the boxer. Yeah. And this occasion, it was nearly proven wrong because maybe Mayweather is not the type of boxer people really think he is, and maybe Maidana is not as crude as people think he is. Sometimes you have that underrated intelligence where you know how to box without actually having the refined skills.
No, you're right, but it almost reminds me a bit of when Pacquiao was just literally destroying everyone between sort of 2007 and probably 2011. And then a guy called Marquez came up, and everyone thought he was going to destroy him. And Marquez just knew how to box him. I honestly believe Maidana Mayweather happens 8 times, we're going to see exactly the same outcome again. It's just one of those things. Mayweather's 37 years old. Hopkins has put this thing up there that makes you feel like you can still keep going. 37-year-old is old for a boxer. Yeah. It's very old. I think Hopkins is one of those people that are just literally by himself. Yeah. Be able to do what he does at 49 almost showed how good he is. Do you guys remember how good Hopkins was at 37? Yeah. It's scary to think how good he was. Mayweather's legs are going, they are slowing. So be careful the opponents he picks now for September and a couple more fights after that.
That's what I want to mention as well. That I'm not saying Mayweather's old now.
Oh, he's definitely not.
But we've been saying for a while that there's certain things Mayweather used to do. He doesn't fight like he used to. People are saying he's better now than he was before. Behave. And we've been saying no. Then you've got to watch the subtle things that fighters do and certain choices they make. It even started in the Cottle fight when Mayweather said, "I plan to stand and trade." You don't plan to get your eye bust, your nose bust, your lips bust. That's not your choice.
He said that at the end of that fight as well, didn't he?
Your choice is to
give the fans the fight they wanted.
No, you didn't. You got into a real fight.
No
shame in that.
None at all. He survived the real
fight. That's what I'm trying to say. That he won, but
46.
No, that's what happens when you start getting older and things start changing.
Who does he fight next?
That's the question. The question is not who Mayweather fights next. It's who does Khan and Mayweather fight next. Both coming off wins on the same night. Both in the division. Both looking for the right opponent to suit their styles. Because like we said, Khan, in my opinion, doesn't want to be a big explosive puncher like Porter. Khan will fight him, but he does. In my opinion, his team don't do it. And same with Mayweather. His team knows Mayweather is not at his peak no more. They can't have him with a volume pressure fighter. It won't suit him well.
Very interesting. I mean, look, you've got Sean Porter Kell Brook scheduled for what? July? Late July, August. Khan always takes September off because of Ramadan. So Khan's probably going to come back in December. Is that enough time to fight the winner of Porter Brook? Do they really want to put him in with Porter? They definitely don't want to put him with Furman. Likely it's going to be Guerrero. Guerrero's supposed to be the opponent for Khan before Collazo. Likely if Guerrero's going to mention his opponent now. He's supposed to be fighting in July, August. Probably enough turnaround if he doesn't get injured for December. I think Guerrero's a good fit. What do you think?
I wasn't thinking Guerrero, but that actually mostly be the safest match for Khan.
Definitely.
To keep him in the top mix, because Guerrero is a name and was a legit contender until he took his year off. So it does good for Khan. And it's a winnable fight for Khan. Because like I said, as much as Guerrero won his last few fights before the Floyd fight. They weren't boxing performances. They were
Okay, quick.
performances.
10 seconds. Who does Floyd fight?
It's gonna be a rematch. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, guys, look. What do you think? Great card as usual. The main cards don't let us down, no matter what. Whether it's be controversial, whether it be good fight decisions, whether people come up, some people go down. Mayweather seems to have gone down a bit. Khan has definitely risen in his stock. Broner, we ain't going to talk about. But guys, look, email us your thoughts. Who won? What do you think? Get your comments in. Email us at
BoxTalk@hotmail.co.uk.
And guys, don't forget, for all your latest news on boxing, check out ringnews24.com. And thanks for tuning in for another edition of Box Talk.